So today, or what do we want to say? We've been gone. I'm sure you guys have seen. We had a computer virus,
Oh, it was beyond computer virus, though.
a full
Unfortunately,
computer meltdown.
yes. And it got all of our computers here are networked together and they all flow into one server. And so all of that got corrupted. And so then we had to have IT come in and clean each computer separately. And then we had to completely replace the server. And we're still having hiccups. I open up my computer and I've got a sign on for Brenda.
Oh,
How I'm getting Brenda's sign ons, I don't know. And stuff like that. And she's getting some of my stuff. So we're still, but we're fully operational anyway. And I did go to New York and I did buy some pretty exciting fabrics. So I did manage to get away for a couple days and do that.
we are going to talk about the fabrics today. If you haven't already seen them on the website, we have some cotton sheeting. And I'm just talking as I put the links on in the comments from the website. And then we also have some knits that Janet bought. And you can see some of those behind us. So if you haven't already seen those on the website, take a look. Or if you have any questions, we're going to get to that in the second half of the episode and we can pull them up and show them
And
to
I bought a
you.
lot of other fabrics that you'll find on there as well. We've expanded quite a bit and there's more coming. So,
This is what happens. We let her go by herself.
I shouldn't have gone by myself. I got so confused. I kept having to go back to my room and make notes, but I really should have had someone with me. But
To what? Carry all the bags?
no, to take the picture. I didn't have any bags. To take the pictures of everything I
Oh,
bought.
you get a
So,
bag of receipts.
yes, the bag receipts.
Got too heavy for her.
But no, but definitely a someone to because I tried to take pictures as I went along, and of course the ones I forgot or missed were the ones
You
that
needed.
exactly. So I can't do that again. I have to have. I fell into my old habits. Like I've been buying fabric a lot longer than cell phones have been around, so I never had cameras before, and so I just have to get myself acclimated.
Yes. Well, and it's overwhelming and trying to keep it all
Oh
straight
yeah.
and
Oh yeah.
all that. So, whether she intended to purchase this much or not, we have it. And we want to share it with you. So, it is on the website, but if you have any questions on it or want to see it in the video, let us know. But first, if you haven't already seen our newest video, so it was not a Tuesdays at 2, it was just one that we did here in the studio of Janet talking about getting your sewing mojo back by making your space organized, easy to use, some other tips and tricks of things that you can do um, to get things moving, to get excited again about your sewing, or just to come to like a calmer space of getting your sewing done or learning new techniques.
Yeah, so we were going to do that as our first episode of the year, but we won't. We all know why that didn't happen. But we were determined to do it because we do have some really good organizational tips, and we weren't able, obviously, to show them all. And I hope everybody waited till the end because if you haven't seen putting the pattern back in the envelope trick, that one everybody loves. So make sure you watch the whole thing. But if you watched it and you have any questions, comments, or ideas yourself that you'd like to pass along, that's what we'd like to talk about is sewing organization. And as you maybe are putting some questions in, I'm going to tell you that this is really important to me. And if I don't do this at least once a year, which is sort of reorganize, then it just becomes such a drudge after a few months into the second year of not doing that, that I just don't have the same inspiration. but when I come out and I organize things and I make sure that things are close to where I need them too. Used to be I had them organized, but then I'd run across the room to get one thing and into the closet or up the stairs to get something else. So after a few years, I think I've gotten it down pretty well. Anyways, I do enjoy it, and it also inspires me to sew when the room is bright and neat and I know where everything is. And when I go through all that stuff, I find things I forgot I had. So remember the jacket episode that we did in the fall? I found that red ultra suede because I was cleaning a closet. And it was just kismet that a couple of days later I thought, oh, I'm making this jacket. I'll try that. So yeah, I love it. So we have any questions or comments?
Mary said that she loved the video, and she ran out and bought the eraser and cleaned her cutting mat. And that's a very satisfying thing too.
Yeah.
I mean, part of this is like Janet says in the video something that no one likes to do, but I know that that's not true. There are people who really like cleaning. I mean, some people do it for a living.
Bless your heart.
But it's hard for Janet to get in that mind frame. She can't get there. But even if you don't enjoy cleaning, we all enjoy the end result of it. But the eraser trick, and Janet talks about it in the video, it's a specific type of eraser. It's the white one. And you use that to clean your cutting mat and all those little fibers that get in from your rotary cutter. And it is a very satisfying
to
process
pull all those out.
To just see it coming out.
Yeah, they'll pull right out as you rub it. You can see them come up. But there's lots that you can't see. So the one tip I did give was after a while when your mat gets pretty old and if you haven't been cleaning it, those fibers are in there and they're usually the polyesters. And those are what's hard on a blade. So what's happening is by embedding all those fibers into your mat and not getting them out, you are making it harder and harder on your rotary blade. So it's going to get dull much faster. So like I said in the video, if you've got an old mat and don't bother trying to make it better. If it's warped or it's dried out, get a new one. And if you've got those flat little green things, I highly recommend the clear, the thicker ones. They last longer, and I think they're easier on your blade, but I can't prove that. No science.
I really like the green ones for my craft projects.
Okay.
Because they're like easy to move around.
Oh, the nice small, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I have even like a bigger one that goes behind. But I can tell the difference cutting on them opposed to the clear ones. But I still do like those, but the clear one is...
Yeah, it's the superior, and you can get them in all sizes. They even sell some of the clear ones, I don't know what brand it is, at Joann's now.
Oh, nice.
They don't have just the green ones.
The green ones. Pam said that she watched the video, and she now has an 8x4 piece of pegboard on her wall, and she's loving it. Just one of those things that you don't think about, a use for something.
Yeah, Michelle, who is a Tuesdays at 2 fan, who recently became support staff here, she said she never thought about the fact that you could put shelves on a pegboard. So she thought that's really cool, and she's going to have that too, because with where the ironing station is, there are some shelves so that you can put things that you can't hang on a hook, and yet there's plenty of things that are hanging on a hook. So that is pretty cool.
Do you have one of those erasers around here?
I'm trying to think right now. It might be in there. We had it out.
It's organized.
We had it out, and...
Oh, yeah, I think I see it. No, yes, no, yes.
Okay, bring that thing over here, and we'll show them that, because I didn't show them that, but it's pretty cool. So what I keep on my cutting table, or very close to my cutting table, is a round basket, and it's divided into 4 sections. I think I got it at Target. It's an office supply thing, but I keep different, each section has either a different type of weight or markers or cutters, and that's where I stuff that. So good.
So good. It was where it should be. So this is the eraser. It's a high polymer, and this is not going to focus for us.
There.
No.
No. Believe us, it says high polymer.
Yeah, I mean, I have to get this far away, but you could see it. But it's the white eraser. You don't want like your typical.
You don't want the gum eraser, and
Yeah.
you don't want a knead eraser. You want the high polymer.
And it just, I get that stuff over there. You probably can't see it, but I can see it sticking right.
Oh,
up.
I can. Let's
Some
do a
fuzzy
video.
stuff. Well, I can't turn it. It won't zoom. It won't focus.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
But yeah, you just rub it right on there where you see the stuff sticking up, or even sometimes you see those cuts, but you don't necessarily realize there's
Right.
anything in there.
You'll be surprised at how much will come up out of there, especially if you've cut a lot of polar fleece, faux fur, anything that has a nap or some density to it.
Okay, Jackson said she bought hers at Staples. Yeah, you could get them wherever.
Yeah, wherever office supplies are sold, for sure.
So I'm just trying to get caught up on these. Yeah, so the pegboard's great. So like you said, Michelle's like, I didn't even think about putting
Shelves.
a shelf on there. I've also seen people do it. Janet doesn't have this. She knows where everything goes. But I've seen people do this, and I've seen like
Garages too.
men do this where they outline where the thing goes. So like with the rulers, you're like, okay, this is where my 3-inch ruler goes. This is where my, and then with the guys, they're like, this is where my wrench goes. This is where.
Well,
I don't know if
you're right.
somebody's
I
missing.
know, but a couple of times your dad's come in here and he's trying to help, and he puts it in the wrong place. I have to go. I get a little anal about that because I have him in size order. But yeah, I know. I just love it. And for years, I didn't have that. And so it was constantly, where did I put that ruler the last time I used it, or searching underneath piles of stuff. So having it up on the wall is perfect because it's space that you're not using anyway. So if you have limited space, take advantage of the walls with the pegboards and the shelves and things.
Yeah, and I think it's important. Somebody said that they have like a thing from Target. We're talking about the pegboard. You don't have to buy this stuff at the sewing store.
No.
Like keep your, Janet shows in the video, she uses that filing cabinet, the odd shaped filing cabinet.
Garage sale.
Garage sale to put stuff in. But just because it's one of those things that we all know. You go to the sewing store and you could buy this round thing, and it's for sewing. So say, I'm just throwing out numbers, it's $20. You go to Target, it's for pencils, it's $10. So just keep your
Eyes open.
and mind open to the different things and how you could use that in your sewing room and how it would work. Just like Janet showed the needles.
Mm-hmm.
And
the
bead, it's typically a bead
I have
case.
one more.
Oh, okay.
Keep going.
So you're like, oh, what could fit in here? What could be good? And then that case fits right in her drawer. But nobody's marketing it as a needle case.
Right. So this one sits beside my sewing machine. And I got this at Staples, I believe, quite a few years ago. But what's really cool about this is, has all these little compartments around it, but it's a turntable. So whenever I need, and these are all the different tools that I use often at the sewing machine. But there's way too much of it to keep it in one place. But by putting it in this vertical and spinnable thing, I really got a lot of my notions right where I want them in a small space. So again, that was an office supply.
Pam said she would like a cutting board. I think she's talking about the cutting mat that you talk about. I tried looking online for it when you talked about it quite a long time ago, probably when you ordered it, but had a problem finding it in Canada. Is there a brand name or something that she could look for?
Hey Brenda, did we put the link for the cutting mat into the?
No, we never found.
We didn't. we're gonna have to go get it because we've given it out several times.
Right, but she's saying she looked for it when you talked about it before, but she had a problem with Canada.
Yeah, I don't know about Canadian suppliers, and you know, I've had people in Europe write me, and they can't get them. They can't get the full size ones that cover your whole cutting table, and they said they can't get U.S. suppliers to ship them. Well, I'm sure I know why. It's because they're so bulky to ship. It probably costs more than the cutting mat for the shipping to Europe. So I feel for you if you are in a place where you can't get one. And I don't know about Canada unless I don't know what province you live in, but you could always drive across the border. You're allowed so much in customs to take it back.
Just whatever you do it legally.
Yes, please.
We're not-
Please.
Claudia has a fun thing that she does. She says, I joined a decluttering Zoom group. So on
Oh.
Zoom. She says we meet one time a week for an hour. At the beginning, we share what we each want to work on. Then they turn off the sound and video and go work on their whatever they wanted to work on. And then in an hour, we come back together and share their progress.
Oh, that's
And
kind
then
of
you
fun.
have that feeling, she says, and you feel successful. You get to share that with somebody
Yeah,
else.
and you learn from other people and you get
Yeah.
inspired.
And she said last Saturday, Zoom kicked off an entire week of cleaning her fabric stash.
Very good.
That's awesome. Gretchen, I have pegboards on walls. I also purchased metal pegboards, and then she can use it for with magnets.
Magnets.
And notes.
Ah, that's very cool
That's
too.
cool.
Very cool. Now, on the pegboards, I was telling Michelle, there are little plastic brackets that come and cover your hook and stick into the pegboard. I'm going to go see if I can pull one out of the drawer. But those are very important. I had never been a pegboard user until I put these up. And then every time I go to take something off the peg hook would come out.
Oh, so you're talking about the thing that goes to keep it in.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
See, I go over here to my handy dandy drawers. And I know I got peg hooks. So peg hooks. Here they are. Ah! Here. This is one thing that might be helpful. And it secures the hook to the pegboard so that it won't come out. So, yeah.
It's so thin. I put a piece of paper behind it so they could see the
Yeah,
shape of it, or else
yeah.
it was getting lost.
So anyway, I found those very helpful. The other little tiny tip I'll give you about pegboard is they don't all have the same size hole.
Oh, so you can't like interchange.
So I had a whole lot of peg hooks, and I wanted to use the peg hooks I had, and some were appropriate size. But then I had some that were really thick. I don't want to buy more, so I had to kind of make the hole a little bit bigger to get it in there.
Yeah, because it can't be that much bigger.
But if
like
you're-
we're talking millimeters.
Yes, but
Yeah.
if you're buying pegboard and hooks, just make sure you get the hooks that fit in the pegboard.
Yeah, so Sally says she uses empty pill containers for needles and extra pins, which that's a great suggestion, especially if you're traveling, if you're going to a class or something, because then they stay in there, and you could even write on there what they are.
And here's a little toothpick container, and I use that to put my old discarded needles in. So it holds quite a few.
So how long are you going to keep these for?
I don't know, but you're not supposed to just throw your needles in the trash because
Right.
somebody could really get hurt. So, yeah, I don't know.
This looks like one of those games where you're like, guess how many needles are in here? Like whoever's the closest.
She's trying. Never
There's
mind.
got to be like 60 needles in here.
I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah. But anyways,
What do I win?
60 used needles.
And I get to throw them out. All right. Yep, and Carolyn says she puts her old ones in pill bottles.
Yeah,
To
pill
fill them
bottles are perfect for that kind of thing.
Yeah. All right. And then I know somebody had asked on the YouTube video that we're talking about the Stitch Ripper.
Yes.
And Janet gave a link on the YouTube video for an Etsy site that has those.
Oh, I don't have one here. Let me grab it. Yes. Here's one. Here's two.
Right where they belong. So it's
Yeah.
easy to find.
Well,
This video is very helpful for everybody here.
No, we are so organized. We always know where everything is. Stop that. Okay.
They know you better than that by now.
So here are two. And this one's a double-ended. And the double-ended ones usually have an awl in the other end. So if you're a person who likes what they call a stiletto, or you ever use an awl to punch a hole or something, you have that in that end. And they come out and they go back in upside down, so they travel well. And you can replace this piece. If you watch the video, you know I told you on Amazon you can buy the replacements. The only thing that makes me crazy about all of these, and if you have a woodworker in your family, there are kits either on eBay or Etsy where they give you all the parts and you can turn the wood and make your own. The only problem with these is they are so round, they roll right off the table. Right off the table. So if you make your own, make a little flat spot someplace so it won't roll off the
That's
table.
a good idea.
The woodworker that I saw, and he had made them, and I was trying to get him to do a little flat spot or something, he said, nah, just put a rubber band around it.
But that takes away from it.
I know, it makes it ugly. It's like, oh, I want to buy this beautiful Stitch Ripper, and then I want to put a rubber band around it. No. But anyways, I love these. And I love the fact that I can replace that. So when it gets dull, and they all get dull, I get a new end.
There it goes.
There it goes.
Janice says, I have a mood board. Actually, I use the entire wall for fashion, fabric, and interior design inspiration. I use tape and it's easy to change.
Yeah.
It's a great idea.
And my design board is on the wall. I don't know that we talked about it, but it is insulation. So those great big 4x8 sheets of insulation that you get at Home Depot for really inexpensive. And then you just cover it in something. I covered mine in fabric, but I might have covered...
Where'd you get the fabric?
But what I wanted to point out was, as with interior designers and fashion designers, they all use mood boards or inspiration boards. And they're putting up colors they like. Maybe it's a piece, something from nature, a label. When you find something you like the aesthetic of, you put it up there, you get your colors, then, and you move on from there. And sometimes those inspirations stay there a long time until all of a sudden just the right project comes along. And
everything clicks.
Mm-hmm.
Carolyn wants to know, does someone sell custom size cutting boards?
I don't. Cutting boards? You mean
I
like a
think
cutting table?
Are you talking about cutting, Carolyn? Are you talking about cutting mats like we were talking about, or are you talking about a cutting table, cutting board? I just want to make sure we're answering
clarify for us.
Question properly.
But I will tell you, if you're talking about the mat, but please let us know. If you're talking about the mat, yes, they will custom cut it. They have specific sizes, and my table is 4x8 or 4x6, 4x8, I think. And so they had a cutting mat that was a little bit bigger than this. So You call up, you order, you tell them the exact dimensions you want, and they'll cut it. Now, the woman who answered the phone told me, she says, yeah, we'll cut it, but make sure when you order, you ask them to save the extra, whatever they cut off, that you want that too. I mean, you paid for it. Well, lo and behold, I did that, and the exact size piece they cut off with I just had to round it a little bit, covered my whole another table that I use for sewing. But if I needed to cut something really quick or whatever, that mat is there. So I thought that was pretty cool that we could that you keep the extra, and it either comes gridded or you can buy a I don't know what would you say this was? It's not vinyl, but it's a heavy plastic grid that goes underneath, and you see the grid through the mat. Now, that's what I have now, because I cut so much. Like, I used to do production, so I'd be cutting the same thing, the same size over and over and over again, and then I would wear the lines and the numbers right off the mat. So in this case, they're underneath, and I can't do that. So that's what I chose, to get the mat under, or the grid underneath. But you can choose either one. Yeah. Did she get back to us?
She said yes, that's what she was talking about, the self-healing.
Yeah, and we're going to get that link real soon. I could go look it up.
I mean, we talked about it. Is it not in any of the videos we talked about?
Oh, it's in something. I know, because it's been in, we've talked about it plenty of times on Tuesdays.
Did anybody buy one and remember?
I want to say Rhino. Rhino. Nope, that's not it.
That's like the things for the cars, right?
For the what?
Rhino mats. Those go in your car.
Oh.
You could be right, but that doesn't ring a bell. Let's see. And all my history on the computer is wiped.
Yep, I know that. On a previous mat, it was stamped right on
I'm
it.
trying to think of... Was it GWJ Company? That doesn't... She said that doesn't sound familiar, but she said Rhino mats, which maybe I should Google it before I look a fool.
Okay, here we go. Speed press. Oh, excuse me.
It is Rhino mats. She was right.
Rhino self-healing large cutting mats. Hello.
She was right. I was wrong.
But there are several. If you just Google large clear cutting mats. But I think the speed press is where we might have bought it. Global Industrial.
Global Industrial.
So it's globalindustrial.com.
I'm looking it up, guys.
And it says right there, Rhino self-healing mat.
But if you look up Rhino mats, it's those floor mats
Okay.
that are like the anti-fatigue.
I think you have to put self-healing. So the interesting thing about the term self-healing is none of them are really self-healing, but these clear are closer to self-healing than some of the thinner, more brittle ones. There it is.
All right, I'm going to put a link and you guys can. This is where Janet got hers, so we know they are...
and again, you've got two options. Think about it. And remember, if you have to have it cut, if there's any reasonable sized pieces that they're cutting off, ask them to ship those to you.
Yeah, okay, so I got the link in there for where Janet got her mat from.
All right, we solved that one.
One sewing issue at a time. All right, so if you have more questions about anything in the video, where to get it, how she did it, yada yada, you feel free to put it in the comments. But I think Janet wanted to share a few of the fabrics with you.
Yes, I do. Now, one thing, how many years ago do you think it was that we bought that Anna Marie Horner? And we did that beautiful tunic, everybody's tunic out of that plaid. But anyways, this one company had beautiful fabrics that are cotton sheeting, which is garment cotton, but it was a quilt artist, a well-known quilt artist from, I think, Utah, who designed these garment fabrics. And we bought them and we sold them. They were beautiful, and she had really good color sense, but they didn't keep them up. And I asked a couple of times after that if they had any more. Nope, nope. Well, at the fabric show, guess what? They're doing that same substrate again, which is a cotton sheeting. So I bought several of those, and I think they're very fun. We're calling them artsy prints, and you will see them under the category of cotton sheeting.
Yeah, and I can put that link again right now. Now, somebody asked to see something,
Okay.
but it was earlier in the video, and I lost it. So, if you want to say it again, I think it was, it might have gold, something gold. Do you have something gold?
I don't know. Give me a, if it's the artsy prints, give me a number. They're easier described. It'll either be 1, 2, 3 through 10, I think. 01,
Let's see if
02,
I can
03.
find it. Oh. So I don't know. So okay, so Liz says I love Anna Maria Horner quilt fabrics. Didn't know they made garment cotton. So this was what Janet's talking about over 10 years ago.
I think so.
It had to.
I
think
think
it
so.
had
I
to
have
be
to look
over
at
10
everybody's shirt.
years ago because I was still traveling.
Yeah.
And I don't. They didn't. Then they stopped. And that, but that's why we bought them up because we've all had that situation where you go to the fabric store, you want to make something, you see all these great prints, and then you realize they're quilter's cotton. And as you know, Janet will fly to your house and have something to
And
say
rip
to you.
the fabric right
Yeah.
out of your hands if you try to make a dress out of quilter's cotton. Okay, so I know we bought it in time to make samples for this pattern. And this pattern copyright is 2015. So that's 10 years ago. So you, or not quite
Not
10,
quite,
8.
but yeah.
I'm rushing this.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, at least 8. Mary, it was Mary. She wants to see the olive Tahari, metallic olive Tahari. Yeah.
Oh, that's a pant weight fabric.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's just a solid. I got it out here.
All right, she's gonna get that for you, Mary.
I'm good.
You could see the ones behind us are the knits, and I know they're not in great focus.
This says it's got, and what's very subtle, tell her on the metallic, because there's a beautiful sheen to it. That's all the metallic is doing, is creating kind of almost an iridescent, not quite, but it really isn't like you see a shiny gold thread in it. Do you see how it has like a glow?
Yeah. It's mostly just olive.
Yeah, but it does have a nice finish.
It's very nice. It's very, very nice. But when I had not seen this yet, so when you said metallic, it's not what I was expecting. But it's very beautiful.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it'll look really nice on because it's got that nice sheen.
I'm gonna see if I get myself out of the picture, if it will focus on these. But no such luck.
Oh, that's a bummer.
So Won't make you stare at blue. Oh, that's a little bit better. But anyway, those are 3 of the knits.
Now, these are Italian designer knits. So the company that we get this from is a European jobber. Jobbers are, by and large, people that buy up the end run of designer fabrics. So let's just say, let's take an American designer. Let's say it's Ralph Lauren. And he orders 20,000 yards of this beautiful blue plaid. He takes it to takes the designs to market, and they sell 18,000 yards worth of the design. He's got 2,000 yards left. That's where the jobber comes along. And they take that because he wants to get rid of it because they're on to the next season and new fabrics. And then, of course, he sells it out at a really reasonable price, and the jobber sells it to the retailer at a fairly reasonable price so we can pass it on to you. So these are from Italian design houses, and I think we got 5 or 6 of them. And they're beautiful. I love the colors. Pink is such a hot thing this year, and I didn't even realize it until I got back to the office how much pink I had bought. But it is...
which is not our standard go-to.
No, but it is this. It is, there is something to be said for the color of the season, the Pantone color of the year, or sometimes you go shopping in the spring. I remember one time Jessica and I went shopping and forget what we needed, but we were in Vegas at the fashion mall, and every single store had black, white, and yellow, black, white, and yellow, black, white, and yellow. And we're like, where's the red? Where's the pink? Where's the green? It's they kind of get into the same groove, and everybody's working with a similar color palette, which works well because then you can buy shoes and purses and makeup to go with it. So it's okay, but I think pink was big last year and is this year.
All right. Anything else?
Well, what I really like about these viscose prints from Italy is that they're wide too. So they're a very wide knit, so you don't have to buy a lot of it. We've also put them in as a kit for the 5 Easy Tees.
Yeah.
So you'll see it. It's Molte Bene kit. So it's just the Italians that are in that particular kit. Yeah, I know that one's lovely too. So take a look at those. You're going to see that we've put quite a few different fabrics on there, and more will be coming.
The fabric in the middle behind me is this one. Yeah, see, and that's why we drape them.
Well, there's a picture of it draped.
Yeah, but she's saying she can't find it just from looking at the...
Oh, it's got a number.
I'm going to put the link.
Oh.
Simmer down. All right, so that Mary is the one in the middle. It's pinks, gold, and lavender.
This is a very on-trend print, this one, for sure.
It's very, very pretty.
Yep. And I love this one. It reminds me of Italian tiles.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if that's where they got their inspiration, actually.
Oh, yeah. All right, I'm glad. That's the one she was looking for. So we got that. But yeah, they're just really pretty and equally fun to touch. And you can see because the prints have kind of a lot going on, Janet did take a picture of these draped. So if you open up whatever fabric it is, we have the little square with the crayon colors, as always. And then there's a photo of just the fabric, and then a photo of it draped. So you could see what that would look like. And, of course, you could zoom in on it and everything.
And I think we do have some new viewers, so I'll explain the crayon situation. So
we just really like crayons.
we love crayons. No, we wanted to come up with a system that would help the shopper identify the color, because sometimes and this happened to me, I ordered something and it came in and it was like not at all, not even close to the color I expected it to be. And you cannot judge the colors on your monitor because everybody's monitor is going to show it very
Your
different.
phone, even your phone and your iPad or whatever. It's just
So we went out and bought a current box of, is it 96 or 94?
96.
96 crayons. So wait, last time we had trouble because we pronounce it very Midwestern crayons. But
From Crayola.
from Crayola. And you can get it for $5 at your Meijer or Walmart. Then when if we get as close as we can, there's been a couple colors that have escaped me, but we put the crayon next to it, and then you can go to your crayon box and go, okay, this color works for me, or this color doesn't work for me. So that's why we have crayons on our swatches.
All right.
All right. You want to show a few of the cotton prints, the cotton sheeting?
Sure, if you want.
Do we have time?
Yeah.
All right. Let me show a couple of this one.
Yeah, that's real hard, Liz. She says that happened to me buying lipstick online.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, lipstick's hard enough, even in the store, and you look at it and then you put it on, it's like not the same.
Well, and I don't know if it's still the same, but some people, they put on a red lipstick and it's not red on them.
Mm.
I have a cousin, I don't know if she's watching. Hey, Debbie, if you are. It didn't matter what color lipstick she put on, they all turned pink. It was so bizarre. She could only wear pink lipstick. So you might change on your face as well. So anyways, when I was in New York, I saw the most attractive mature woman in a dress made out of this fabric. And so it really drew my attention to it. But it's very, her whole thing is collage, the designer of these fabrics. But this woman had put it on, made a very, very simple summer dress, and then threw a belt and some great jewelry on. And you know, you ever see those pictures on Facebook of the very stylish but women my age or older that live in New York, and they always have the great jewelry and that's who was wearing this. And it was just, you know,
A
really
style inspiration in herself, whoever you are, lady.
yes. And so people were following her around the show. So that one was a fun one.
Just to see what she would buy, so they would buy it too.
Yeah, I don't know. But the fabric company bought the dress off of her.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, right there at the show. So
Wait,
anyway,
so then no wonder they were following her around.
she was not naked. She went to her room. But here's another one that's real fun. And this is like, you know, with the real dramatic with the black and then the bright orange and purples and yellows. This is a real attention getter. So I love that one. And again, these are sheeting. They're not quilter's cotton. They're sheeting. So they do have some nice drape to them. We got a couple of the stripes. So here are the stripes. So what's really cool is mixing a couple of these fabrics. For example, you could take either one of those and then maybe a collar or a yoke out of one of the other fabrics. And what's cool about this whole collection is that everything is done in one color palette. So if you get the blue, you know it'll go the same shade of blue as in one of the prints.
Right. So it's not actually made to like match, but you know the colors are going to match, because you'd think that would always be the case, but it's not.
No. And you know, here's the trick from an artist is that you don't want matchy. Again, Michael Kors. Matchy is not what designers do. They stay in a colorway and they make it work well together. But if it's too matchy, it just becomes boring. Mm-hmm. So anyways, these are real fun. And here's one, not squares, but a similar kind of grid pattern, but in circles.
Yeah, that one's my favorite.
Yeah. And this one's white, so this would be a nice, if you're going on vacation this spring or something, this would be a nice fun. I might make up that one. Anyway, and there's quite a few more. You'll see them on the website under cotton sheeting. But I do really like them. I think they're going to be nice. And the shrinkage is almost negligible, but I would still pre-wash them. I'd say that it was 1%, 1.5%, so it isn't huge. So, like, if I forgot to pre-wash this and I cut it out, I wouldn't cry. I'd say, okay, so it's not going to shrink enough to not fit me.
All right. Well, Patricia, it's on the website, so whatever you want, go for it while it's there.
Yeah, we won't stop you. But, yeah, and
What's the width on those?
45.
Yes.
44, 45. They say.
Gretchen asked if the fabrics are too lightweight for the Fast and Fabulous jacket.
They are. But I have something coming in for the Fast and Fabulous that is artsy as well from India. So hang on a week or two, and I'll do a post when they come in. Yeah, no, these are more like you want to make a camp shirt. Remember our Stop the Insanity camp shirt kit? These are perfect, and I put them in that kit.
Oh,
So you could even buy
she
that.
buried the lead.
You could buy that kit with the artsy cotton sheeting.
Okay.
Yeah, so that. But if you've already made it, you don't need the kit. You get yourself a couple of yards or whatever you need. Great summer dress, great skirt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And these aren't all of them either. These are just the ones she
yeah. I just pulled a few. There's lots of fun ones.
could be here all day.
Yeah.
And there's more to come.
Yes, I have more fabric, not more sheeting. But
Gretchen, you are not the only one. It has happened in the office.
what?
Well, because she wrote Fast and Furious jacket, but
Oh.
I read it like without missing a beat and she goes, sorry, I said Furious. You're not
Oh,
the
no.
first. You won't be the last.
Okay, Gretchen, first of all, it was a play on words. I said Fast and Fabulous because the Fast and Furious movies. So I deserve it anyway. But I had the people that were printing our patterns, I would send him, print me 100 of this and 100 of that, and I'd give him the name, and he would always send back, okay, here's your 100, and he always said Fast and Fabulous, Fast and Furious, and I never corrected him. He got stuck on it, and
As long as you send the right ones, we don't care.
yeah, we don't care. So we just got used to calling it Fast and
Yeah.
Furious.
So nothing to be sorry about. We're very used to it.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, we'll let you guys do some shopping.
Yes, and some sewing and organizing. And remember, my email is islandersewing@comcast.net. You can reach Brenda or I at that email if you have any questions. When you put comments in the post, sometimes I don't see them. But if you send me an email, I'll definitely see it.
We very, very, very much appreciate the comments. But if you're looking for a reply or especially a quick reply, email's the best way.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we'll be back. I believe it's February.
March.
This is February. We'll be back in March.
I think it's is that the first? So it'd be like the 6th?
Yeah. Something. I didn't look because there's only 28 days in February. Except for leap years, 27.
The 7th.
The 7th of March.
Yes.
So 1 month from today. But, you'll be hearing from us in the meantime. And we hope to be hearing from you. So I hope you have a great month. Get lots of sewing done. If you need any helpful tips or fitting tips, we've got our fitting support system. Look at the fitting page on the website. But anyways, we're here for you. We've got our computers fixed. We're not going to be distracted anymore, I hope. So let us know what we can do to help you. Otherwise, so.
All right.
From Islander Sewing Systems and Janet Prey and Jessica Johnson. We'll see you next month.
See you soon.